Please follow along at ProRankAcademy.com in order to have the most beneficial experience of learning how to use the platform. Also, be sure to look out for our live polls throughout the workshop. So let's go on to ProRank Academy to begin. We'll start by opening up to our profile page and navigating to step 3, network. All right. So here we go back on our ProRank Academy profile menu. Okay, and from our left-hand navigational menu here on the side, you can pop that out right there at the top button. Okay, and you can click on network. Okay. This opens up to our DBE community page, okay, and our community search. As you can see, this is a community where you can see all of our members, all of your connections, and everybody that you're following. You'll also be able to filter by types of partners and members, and also search under specific criteria, narrow and broad. All right, so when we start with our community search, we start with all members. Okay, as you see right now, we have 357 total members on ProRank Academy right now. As you can see, everybody with the green dot here is online currently, okay, on ProRank Academy, okay? You can see folks who are in ProRank Academy who are online right now, who they're following, and if you are connected to them or not. So as you see, you can see the connection sign here to connect, and then the checkbox next to the symbol and the message once you're connected, message option once you're connected, okay? And this is a way you can search site-wide for diverse individuals and companies throughout the site. This is a quick and easy way to come and make connections and communicate with diverse businesses. Okay. Now, as you can see, I can filter up here at the top through all members, my connections, folks that I'm connected to. Okay. As you can see here, it'll filter for that. Okay. All my connections, and I can check out their profiles and message them. Okay. Messaged Rudy earlier. Okay. And we saw Shane's profile. And it can also show who I'm following. We might not be connected, but I'm following. So we might be connected or we might not be. As you can see, I'm following folks that I might have sent requests to, but they have not answered back. So we're not connected, and you do not see a message option here, as you can see. Following. So this is how I can filter how I see at the community at the top level. Okay. Now say I go back to this all members here, and I look at my secondary filter here, which is all types. Under all types, I can filter this 357 grouping by DBE owner, public user, agency user, business employee, or nonprofit organization user. Now, if you can see these types, this might be reminiscent of what you would see when you are signing up or updating your profile. And this is why these options are important at the very beginning when you set up your profile and you begin to navigate. Because if you have a prime contractor that comes in here and wants to see you or wants to see faces, because a lot of times, let's be honest, in the DBE community, what is said a lot is that, oh, they don't exist, we can't find them. So here you find DBs and DBEs, and you can search and filter by them. And you can also see their faces. This is why it's important that you have a profile set up so they can see exactly who you are, and then they can click on you and see what you bring to the table. For example, okay. Just imagine an accepted mentor coming through here and saying, hey, I want to use folks that are in ProRank Academy, who are actively in ProRank Academy using the service, because I can track and see their progress. I can see what kind of courses they've taken, what kind of certificates they have, as far as PIN.doc compliance and capacity. And I want to use that are in this community right here. So when they come here to our 357 members, they can go and filter by DBE owners, and I can say whether they're recently active, okay? Whether you've been on or not, okay? I can filter by newest members or our newest DBEs, okay? These are our newest members. Let you know how active folks were, but they are our new members. And you can filter by DB owners alphabetically. And as you see, the member numbers are still at 109. So there are 109 DBE owners on this site. I'm connected to 4 of them, and I'm following 10. Okay? And I can look at them in an alphabetical order. Okay? All right? And like I said, you can connect or contact folks that you already are connected to. Okay? So now that you have that, you can also view this as a grid view or list view. As you can see, you can add based on your preference. You click the follow, and you will see their interactions and activities on your activity feed moving forward. And if you belong to groups together, you will be able to see this activity in the groups that you share together. Okay. So we wanted to show the community search and how that works. Okay. All right. So we want to also show you how to run a name search. Okay. So I can run a first name search if I already know a name. Okay. I can say I don't remember his last name. I don't know, inspection. Make sure I spelled that right. And say I don't want any other criteria. I can come down here and I can search. Okay. It comes with Shane inspection. I get Shane Reed. There you go. All right. That is a very narrow search. But now I just want to search for inspection. I can take out Shane and just search for all firms who have the keyword inspection in their profile. Okay, so it went from 1 member to 14. So it went from a very narrow search, first name, I knew he did inspection, and I was able to find him. Okay, if I just said inspection, I'm looking for people that have inspection attached to them, I can find inspection. Okay. All right. So as we move forward, you get to see a more intricate search if you want it based on capacity and capability. Okay. We will now show you how to communicate and access services virtually through room navigation. Okay. So from the start room and the subgroups in the start room, you have access to a lot of the initial breadcrumbs that help you along your journey. Okay. So as you can see, I have PennDOT resource rooms from the welcome room, and I will join this group here. And as I join my group access, okay, I automatically am put into this group because it's a public room. And once I enter the PennDOT resource room, you will see, as we talked about, that it opens up to our members. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to explain about the room as far as communicating and networking is that first you can communicate with our organizers. This is where when you're in the room and you need to quarantine a question or you want to quarantine something besides the discussions, you can also directly message us for any acute assistance. Please first connect to us. Okay, we can message you because we're administrators, but please connect to us and we will accept your connection or follow us so you can get information that we deliver throughout the site and you can get notifications for that. but make sure you connect to us, and then you can message us. Okay, this will send Rudy a direct message. And as you can see, you can format, you can attach photos, you can attach documents, you can attach pictures, emojis, all that good stuff. But what we want to do is to say if you had a specific issue or that you wanted to address, and you just wanted to message one of us directly and talk about that issue that's isolated to this room. Okay, so hello, Rudy. And you send the message to your connection, and it'll keep track of your message, as you can see. Okay, so if you wanted to go in more detail about your mission, the issue that you have, and you want to upload some invoices or things like that that you want to be reviewed, you can always attach a document. You can drop your files or click here to upload your documents. Okay. All right. So that is how you would engage one of our organizers or moderators in a room. Okay. All right. So as you see, you can talk to the organizers, you can talk to moderators like myself. We have individuals from PennDOT as moderators in the PennDOT resource room. And you also have members. Okay, we just spoke with Shane Reed here. And as you seek members, you can communicate and network with them by adding them or communicating with them through the feed. Okay, and everyone that you have here, you can click and see their profile. You can see the amount of Pro Bucks that they have, their rank in Pro Rank as far as their progress, which, as you see, Shane, he has been one of our most active members in Pro Rank Academy. We really thank you for his hard work in this platform and what he's been able to do as a DBE, a shining example of how you can grow and glow as a DBE in this program. Okay, so as you can see all of his information filled out very accurately and correctly, and you have access to his contact information and his website. And this is how you develop, network, and access and develop relationships and cohorts. Okay, by going in the rooms, maybe checking out who you know and who you might not know, connect, you can follow, and you can message. Okay. And as you move through, you would want to have that kind of exposure for your own company and just showing you a great example of how that is done. Okay, so the PennDOT Resource Room is a top level room that gives you access to other rooms that will assist you for PennDOT compliance. So let's go to our feed also and show you how you can message and communicate. Okay, now this is a room feed, as I can show you, and you can share something with your group. Okay, as you can see, I can drop something into the feed. I can post an update very quickly. And this will go to every member in this room. Okay, and as you can see, you can get information, okay, that are pertinent to you, that are gems of information that are posted on the site that are relative to this room from the administrator. So you can come here, check out information, questions, discussions. Okay. All right. And videos. Okay. All right. So this is, as long as you're a member of this room, you will have access to all of the information on this feed. Now, if you scroll up here, we also have something called the activity feed, which we'll go into a little bit more in depth a little bit later. But the activity feed allows you to see everything on the whole entire site based on your room, total overall room access and membership level. So you'll be able to see system-wide things and be able to communicate from the activity feed to the entire platform that you have access to, and also to specific rooms from one place. So you don't have to go to one room, each room individually, and drop messages through this individual room feed. You can use our activity feed to send messages to whatever room you would like. We'll go over that a little bit later when we go into our community searches and networking. Okay? All right. So if I go back to my rooms, I get to center myself again. So if I can go to my group rooms, I'm gonna start home, go to my start room. Or if I ever get lost on the site, you could always click on the start home or the home menu to bring you back to your profile page. Just a quick navigation point right there for you. Okay, so if you ever get twisted around, you can always hit start home or hit home here, okay, to get you back to where your center is. And also here, once you come to your profile, you see you have your profile menu bar. And this is how you can manage specifically your connections and your friends, okay, on the timeline, okay, and who you're following. And you can track all of your discussions that you subscribe to or engage with on the site here in culmination. So as I see my profile, as you see my profile here, I can go to courses and see all of my courses that I'm enrolled in. These are just individual courses, not rooms, okay? And these courses are built based on my room access. I have my documents, which I could store resumes and things like that that are particular to me. I have groups. These are the groups I belong to, okay? As you can see, I have a virtual business suite. I have access to the welcome room, consultants and contractors room, which will go in a little bit more in depth and see how you can engage to get compliance for the mentor protege program. So one of the main things is why we emphasize having a profile picture, a background, and a fully developed profile is exactly for the mentor protege program, because as this program gets utilized, platform gets utilized more and more, especially with the mentor protege program, this information to be direct and full will be very important for mentors to find you as maybe a potential mentee, and for mentees to find you as a mentor if you are in here in that capacity, okay? As you can see, all my connections offer us quick access to our partners and cohorts on the site, and we can message them quickly, easily, and access their information, okay? And you can send messages strictly to your connections. So as I go through the site, you get a request via email, and once those requests are fulfilled, they will leave this pending and will go into your connections, okay? You also have a timeline for all of your information that you shared, received on the website here, okay? And you have photos where you can put pictures of accomplishments and things like that here, okay? And we offer this on a 11 a.m. course every Thursday, okay, for ProLink Academy, to make sure you can go and get the on-demand information that you need, okay? So now we're back in the welcome room, okay, of course. I'm going to go here from the PennDOT resource room again, because this is such an important thing, because you want to go through the PennDOT resource room to understand how you can gain access to PennDOT related information. So under the subgroups, under the PennDOT resource room, now this is a part of your, as you become more adept to working on ProLink Academy, you understand you can access this through your profile room, as we talked about, and everything like that. But our general navigation will go here, this resource room. As we look at our subgroups, it opens to our subgroups here, okay? And we can go to ECMS Training School. Of course, the Mentor Protege is here. But I want to talk about qualification and pre-qualification and some of the other options you have to understanding things like Shane talked about, was initiating overhead rate and things like that. So As we go to our training school, we have discussions, documents, and courses. But we want to go up here to our subgroups here, or two subrooms that are very important for how you understand PIN.dot compliance through ECMS. Okay, so we have under the subgroup, we have ECMS consultants room and the ECMS contractors room. Okay, I'm going to click on the contractors room and show some of the specific things about the contractors room. Okay, so comes to our members, you can connect here. First thing I want to do is see that you can have a lot of information here delivered through the feed that is dropped by our administrators for the sake of your contractor and consultant development. Okay, so as these load up, you'll see some of the things that are part of this room in particular. And if you are part of this room, when you go to the at-large activity feed, you'll be able to see these in your activity feed also, along with everything else on the site. But this is isolated to the contractors room here, this feed. So as you see guidance documents, pre-qualification documents here, you can download, click the view. You can download that option, open, and here's your subcontractor qualification application. Okay, this is how you acquire your work class codes that you need. And a mentor protege program, you do conditional provisional pre-qual to assist you to get work codes. So this is important. Okay, and just for information, Pro Rank Academy members can access ECMS and PRA navigations from the community activity feed starting 1 hour before our meetings for our classes. So you can access these vital information, courses, and discussion that will help you understand the process that much more on top of our courses. Okay, so this is just the power of the feed. Now, when we go into our contractor discussions, this is another major area where the FAQ platform can help you answer questions that you might have before you ask them. Okay, and also if there's questions here that are not covered by what you need, you can always start a new discussion. And your question is your discussion title. Okay, and then you type in your question, add any pertinent information that you might have, notify you of replies via email. Okay, make sure you click that and then you click post. Okay. So as I do this here, as you see, okay, click correct, tag me, okay. Okay, and we can post. And I can tag, say a moderator, or I can send a direct message. Okay, so here is one of my questions. Okay, and if I get a reply, somebody can reply to me, I can reply. Okay. And that's how you add a question in a discussion. Okay. As you can see, it shows my face here, and I can click subscribe. Okay. All right. So as you can see, it's part of the questions. Okay. So as you see, we do have great information here. What is provisional? What is conditional pre-qualification? Those are all key things to need to know when it comes to the mentor protege program as a contractor. Okay. So now I see that you have documents and you have courses. And this is the last thing I want to show about the contractor's room. And then we can show about the consultant's room. And then we'll get ready for our poll and we can go to lunch a little bit early. Okay. So under courses, as you can see, that are offered, ECMS for contractors, this talks about pre-qualification. So we have step-by-step courses that takes you through each part of the pre-qualification application. Okay, for work codes, for compliance. And then we have using ECMS for contractors with quizzes. And then we have the ECMS bid process. Okay. And then we have force accounts or how to manage change orders in ECMS. Okay. So I can just jump back here to the ECMS training school link. Okay. Just quick navigation. And we can move over to our subgroups again here. And then I'll go into the consultant room. And show you that the same things apply here. Okay. And even from a virtual suite, you can launch a Zoom meeting, or we can launch a Zoom meeting with you. Even if your virtual suites also, if you have a Zoom account for your virtual suite, you can attach that and you can launch meetings from your virtual room. So when you look at management and things like that, especially with the virtual rooms where we go back to, you can customize some of these courses for you in your room for your PennDOT compliance on top of any type of a lot of the industry specific things that we have here. So we have PennDOT ECMS compliance, PennDOT ECMS navigation, and we have industry specific information, every level of the labor status we have for you, from the individual all the way up to industry specific best practices. Okay, so here under consultants, we have how to get your consultant qualifications package together, step by step, and how to use ECMS for consultants, and how to get started with your overhead rate submission in ECMS. Okay. All right. And that overhead rate has to be submitted and accepted for you to participate on a PennDOT project and to get paid on a PennDOT project. So that's to be accepted before you start. It's not required for you to compete, but it is necessary for you to participate. So I wanted to go to one last thing underneath our community. Okay. Now, one thing to bring all this together is the ability for primes, developers, project owners to be able to find competent and capable folks. I wanted to come back to our community search and show how you actively search for DBs and DBEs who are in and registered with ProRank Academy. So I remember the search earlier where we ran a narrow search for Shane and a broader search under inspectors. But you can also search under certification, okay, and any of these current certifications. So if you're looking for a UCP DBE, okay, for this project, and you're looking for a contractor or supplier, okay, or consultant, okay, you can specify that. So the DBEs, if you do a DBE search, you'll search all DBEs on the program. If you're just looking for contractors, suppliers, or consultants by themselves, you can, and you can just segment out contractors and suppliers if you like, okay? All right, along with other criteria. And then you can also look at the business register status, ECMS contractors, active pre-qualified exempt as a status as a service provider, okay? All right, this will help you strengthen your search for these qualified folks. Now, you don't have to search too much by this point. I think the search is strong enough. And if you take the annual needs assessment, we don't look at that for projects, but we look for that internally to help assist with folks who might need to take their needs assessment or has not taken them yet to get services. So as you see here, as with the search criteria, we came up with 19 members. These are our ready, willing, and able folks who are either contractors or pre-qualified service providers who are DBEs in ProRank Academy or registered. All right. So this is how you can do this search. Now, another thing to remember is that this search will stay this way unless you scroll down here at the bottom and hit reset. So as you see, we have DBEs who are capable of supplying or providing services on the critical path on a PennDOT project. Okay. All right. And also, that's just that part. And another part about the projects is how to use the activity feed to also promote projects. Okay. Now here in the activity feed, what I wanted to show earlier is that you can post an opportunity. Say you have an opportunity from a project poster, so on the project poster, but you want to put it into the feed and you want to access it to everyone who you know on the site at one time. You can drop that project. Okay. And you can post in a profile or you can post in a group. Okay. So if you start typing the group name, if you want to say ECMS contractors. So let's just say ECMS. It'll run a search and it'll say, with my access that I have access to consultants room or contractors room. Okay, I can say I can send this to contract room, and this can send this project to everyone in the contractors room straight from here. Or I can post in a profile and I could say my connections. And I can send this to all my connections. Okay. And if I want to include someone specifically, I can look up my friends by using the @ symbol, and I can send this to my buddy Shane. And I can post in the profile. All right, so anybody who's connected to me can see on my activity feed, when you go into your activity feed and we're connected, you can see that I posted something to 3M Consulting Services. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's how you can use that activity feed proactively after you've posted a project to particular folks in the feed or to a general room on the site. Okay, so those are active ways to help. Once you post a project, you can promote your project. You can directly find folks in the community and send them directly, research them directly and have those as candidates, or you can drop the activity feed and see who comes as a more proactive approach than just posting alone. So now that you know that, we want to go back over here to projects and show you how you can find all DBEs and DBs and DBEs on a much broader basis, whether they are in ProRank Academy or not. The PennDOT DB DBE Mapper features PennDOT DB DBE firm profile data from PennDOT and UCP and includes work codes, NAICS codes, and more. NAICS codes are the North American Industrial Classification System codes that are used to DBs or DBEs for their work as DBEs. We can quickly identify DB and DBEs that are pre-qualified with the necessary work code and sort by proximity to a selected location. You can provide profile links and contact information to engage and network with firms within the platform. So if you are on ProRank Academy, you're a DB or DBE, you are on the mapper, but if you have a ProRank Academy account, you will also show up in that search with your account, so you can be directly contacted by primes, other cohorts, or looking for services. Now, to access this resource, you'll go under Resources on our toolbar in ProRank Academy and select PRSSC Mapper right there. The Pin.dbe SSC Mapper has some great attributes. First, when you find a location and find a company on the map, you can look at the firm's profile. And once you open up the profile, you can see their basic firm details. Okay? Gives you their name, point of contact, phone number, email, address, and also a PRA profile link. So as you can see, once you click the link, it will take you right to the ProRank Academy profile of that point of contact. You can go on to ProRank Academy, see the profile, look at their information. You can check out their capability statements. You can check out their documents. You can connect to them and also follow them. And once you're connected, you can message them. This can personalize the experience for primes or those who are looking for diverse businesses or individuals in our system. Also, we have access to a PIN.dot profile. We have the business partner name, the ID. Is the firm a DB? Yes or no? Contractor status, approved. Contractor prequal type, service, CQP, and registration type. And if you wanted the most accurate data, you can always go to ecms.pindot.gov. Also, you can look at their UCP profile. And if you want the most accurate information on the PAUCP file, you can look up paucp.dbesystem.com. As you can see, the NAICS codes that are applicable to what they can service as DBEs on contracts, and their work description. And also, if there's any issues with the record, as you come through and see your own profile, you can address those issues. If something's missing or not included, just let us know. And all this is on ProRankAcademy.com. We encourage that you follow along so you can take full advantage of the experience. So now, let's take a look. We're going to start over here on our left toolbar, and we're going to go down to Resources and access the DBE Mapper here. You can also, on our main toolbar, go to Resources and access the Mapper here also. Now, the DBE Mapper is a map that you can use to filter out and find on location DBs and DBEs who are eligible to work on PIN.dot projects. As you can see, this is an address-based search here. So the base address here is the PIN.dot headquarters in Harrisburg. And we say from any miles, and it gives us all 2,294 possible companies. We have a setting from 100 or 1,000 per page. And as you page out from page 1, you find firms that are further and further out from this address. And you can go from 5 miles all the way out to any. Okay, so let's just say, we say within 5 miles. We would see 45 DB or DBE firms within 5-mile radius of this address. And 100 per page, if I went, say 25 per page, it'll give me the closest 25 to the address. And I go to page 2. It'll give me the remainder a little bit further out. So, this is a powerful tool that you can use to find DBEs. You can click and you see their address information and directions based on Google. So here we found a company here. And now on the map underneath, you can see the PAUCP profile and the PIN.dot profile. Okay. If you want to look closer, you can view the firm's profile. You can see their address, contact information, the PIN.dot profile, the PAUCP profile, and we always invite, if there's any issues with this record, you can report it to us and we'll check it out. And also, here you have a link to the PRA profile. So this takes you right to their ProRank Academy profile. Now, this is key when looking for partners and cohort qualified DBEs ready to work on projects. This is a great way to really get in contact with them, message them, take a look at their profile, and get connected. So we'll come back to the profile. We'll come back to the mapper. Okay. And also, if you're looking for filters, say I just type in this search, I reset this search, and say I'm looking in Pittsburgh. I don't put a particular address. Maybe I'm looking for contractors within a certain range. I'm going to start with first the DBEs that are domiciled right in the vicinity of Pittsburgh. All right, we can zoom in and say, even within this search, I want to add a filter. Say I add 50 miles. Say the project's in Pittsburgh, and you want to make sure that you're using companies that are not, losing a lot of money on travel or gas or things like that, and you don't have a lot of wait time to get folks on the project. Now we can add filters. And these are all the options you have. Say this. Qualified. So now you have one of 25 contractors within a 50-mile radius of Pittsburgh who are qualified. Well, what if I need to know a particular work code? Say excavation code, C1. Now my search has come to 4 firms. Okay, you can view their profile and their location right here. So this is how you can use the mapper as a powerful tool to find qualified DBs and DBEs for projects as either subcontractors or cohorts, suppliers, and service providers.